This is the show I've been telling you guys was coming. This is the Cade Horton show. Yeah, he's the next big deal that's coming to the Cubs. And I told you that it was going to be Pete Crow Armstrong. It took a little while longer than I thought for him to adjust to the major leagues, but he's there. This is the next guy. And I'm going to tell you why right here on the Cubs baseball channel. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get this thing going. Great to have you guys with us. I know some of you are going, I say this every day, like and subscribe and give a thumbs up and maybe comment. Yeah, for Cardinals fans, come on. But for Cubs fans, we can do more than one. We can walk and chew gum. Let's go. Hey, everybody, Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball Channel, and it is always my pleasure to see you guys here hanging out as we talk Cubs on a daily basis at Broadcaster Mick on the socials. This is one of those shows where it was like, hey, Cubs are playing a day game, off day the day before, kind of setting up the pitching. You know that Justin Steele's out. What do we have to look forward to? Who's the guy that's coming? Are we going to make a trade for Sandy Alcantara? Are they going to trade for, the pitcher with the Twins? Or is there an internal option that could be the guy? And I'm going to tell you that I think there's an internal option, and it's Cade Horton. Cade Horton could be the next ace. And I don't think that it could be like he doesn't have the talent. I mean, just basically be healthy. You look at this guy. I've seen him pitch. I will tell you right now, and I'm going to put this up on the screen because I want you to see this, and I want you to see my face with it and put my reputation of telling you guys who's good and who's not, that this is the best Cubs pitching prospect in the last 20 years. Yeah, I loved Andrew Kashner. I loved Chris Archer. I looked through the list. Kyle Hendricks. I absolutely thought he was fantastic. But this guy, Cade Horton, is prior Wood type stuff. Okay. Now let me put the FanGraphs up because I want you guys to just kind of see what they have, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay. They got his fastball at 45, his slider at 60, his curveball at 50, his changeup at 50-60, and his command at 40-50. Right. I agree with a lot of that. Now, I'm going to start with the slider. His slider is one of the best sliders you're ever going to see. It's unbelievable. And when he started throwing that slider, the way that he can move it around the zone, that he can start it as a strike and move, and it moves to a ball. He can make it look like it's going to be a ball, and it goes as a strike. It is electric, okay? Curveball is better than average. The changeup, something that he's been working on, and obviously it's gotten better. His command could be a little bit better too, and I think that's always been my issue with this guy. He needs to throw more first pitch strikes, but his fastball is better than a 45 to me. Okay, and the reason I say that with him is that this guy is ferocious. And he's going to pitch inside. He's going to go after hitters. He's going to make them uncomfortable at the plate. He just doesn't care. Like, he's old school when it comes to his mentality. And what I mean by that is don't get comfortable. He's going to throw inside. You're going to get some chin music. And so I've always really liked him. His fastball is a little flat at times. But the fact that the guy is so mean on the mound, to me, makes him someone that's just a better pitcher. I grew up watching guys like Nolan Ryan, and it's like, hey, I'm going to pitch inside. Hey, as finesse as Greg Maddux could be, he'll brush you back. Mad Dog's probably my favorite all-time Cubs pitcher. So, when you talk about what this guy brings to the table, you can throw those grades up there, but the other thing that they don't have is just his mentality. He's a dog, okay? And I think you guys are going to love watching him. Now, this year in Iowa, he's dominating, absolutely dominating. They have put this pitcher, Cade Horton, in bubble wrap. And for years, I kept saying, why don't the Cubs let guys pitch? Why don't the Cubs let guys pitch? They need to let these guys pitch. They're actually doing that. I feel like the organization, as from a pitching standpoint, is a lot better than it was when Theo was the president of the team. I think Jed's gotten away from a lot of that philosophy. He's letting these guys pitch. But this guy, I want him in bubble wrap. I want his bullets shot at the big league level. And here he is with Iowa, a 106 whip, a 106 ERA, 23 strikeouts in 17 innings. He's dominating there, and he's dominating there with obviously the great pitches and also just that bulldog mentality where, you're not getting comfortable at the plate when this guy's on the mound. He's just not going to have it. Last year, the only reason that we didn't see this guy last year was because he was injured. He had a shoulder strain. They basically shut him down, and that was probably the smart thing to do because you just don't want to see this guy get hurt and take away from what he's capable of in a healthy season. So now here we are. Cubs need some help, and I'm telling you guys that this promotion's coming soon. He's going to pitch in the big league soon. I don't know how that's going to line up with the off days and everything else, but I had him right in between Steele and Shota Imanaga as the 2 guy. And the only reason I wouldn't have those guys 1 and 2 is because they're left-handed. So I would put him in the middle of them 2. Now, obviously, Steele is getting surgery or got surgery. He's out. So now it's up to Horton. And it's time to see the 23-year-old get to the big leagues. You're talking about a former quarterback at Oklahoma. You're talking about a guy that knows how to pitch, that's not afraid to work. And when he gets to the big leagues, they're going to cut this guy loose and let him go. And I just feel like you don't make a trade. Don't send Owen Casey off. Don't trade James Triantos. Don't trade your prospects. Don't give your chips away. No Moises Ballesteros onto the Marlins until you see what this guy brings to the table. And I think what you're going to see is that Cade Horton is going to be, if he stays healthy, he's going to be legitimately good. Now, the transition from the minor leagues to the big leagues is a lot different now than it was, and I tell you guys this all the time, than it was 10 or 15 years ago, because you're pushing people up through the system faster than they're ready to get pushed through. So with Hollywood Pete, what did we see? We saw a guy who has electric ability, who's a special player, get his ass kicked. Right, because he wasn't ready. He should have been in AA longer. He should have been in AAA longer. But you know what? We put him in the big leagues. In 2023, wasn't ready. 2024 wasn't ready until, basically you were 60 or 70% through the season. Now he's ready. And what do you see? Speed, power, just an ability to change the game with some of the electric things he does. Cade Horton's the next guy. And from a pitching standpoint, it may be a little easier to make that transition than it would be as a position player. But you're going to love this guy. I mean, you're absolutely going to love him. Is he throwing 100 miles an hour? No. But I'll tell you what, when you work off that slider and that curveball, and you're coming in on up here on people, and you're not intimidated, that 96 looks like it's 106. And I think that's what you guys are going to really enjoy. So we'll see what happens. But I'm putting my stamp on him. I really believe in this kid. I think that if you're a card collector, I heard from my cousin today, he was asking me about guys to load up on cards from. I said, hey, load up on Cade Horton. Because he's got the talent to be special. And it's coming soon. Like, they're not burning him out in Iowa. They're going to put him in the big leagues, and they're going to see what he can do. All right, guys, thanks for hanging again on the Cubs baseball channel. Cubs play today. That's going to be They're going to wear those blues, which we all love. Taijuan Walker, 1-1 with a 2.29 ERA. Colin Ray for the Cubs, no wins, no losses, and a 1.32 ERA. Cubs and Phillies, part of this really difficult schedule for the Cubs. Cubs have been good, and the Phillies are walking into a place where they better throw strikes because this offense is humming, and I can't wait to see how things turn out against the Phils. But I really like the way that the Cubs are playing. They're making me feel excited about this team. Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong, I think they should extend these guys, and honestly, I'm excited about seeing Cade Horton because I think he's going to be the next guy that gets called up and has an impact on this roster. But thank you guys. You tell me what you think in the comments section. Give me your opinion. Can't wait to hear it. Go Cubs. Let's all watch the game on a Friday. Can't beat Friday at Wrigley. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.